Gate 3, the 16-year-old sensation Joe Screen, who's had such an extraordinary debut season at Belle Vue. Moran on the inside, then Bose, Screen and Lawson, and it's Shawn Moran gating with the 261 Tigers in second and third, and Joe Screen a poor start. He's coming into contention though. Moran leads. Joe Screen inside, Shane Bose there, not quite through though. Shane Bose holds him off. And Screen, not noted for his gating, but a tremendously skillful young rider. And we're already seeing that he's a real trier from the back, but he hasn't picked off Shane Bose yet. Shawn Moran's well clear. The Tigers are splitting it as they go into the final lap. There's the great Shawn Moran, tremendous stylist, one of the greatest machine controllers ever in the history of Speedway. He wins it, but a shared race with Steve Lawson and Shane Bose second and third. 3 all after one race. Heat 2, the McKennas, Kenny on the inside, Charlie, gate 3, up against the great Chris Morton in gate 2, and a surprise newcomer, Showtime Bobby Ott, the American, out on the outside gate. And the tape's held a long time there, something wrong with the mechanism. I think Bobby Ott makes the gate, but nobody else is there.
Shawn, that's your first taste of the Shawfield Shale. How did you find it?
Well, I found it easy to ride. It's very slick and the corners are very narrow, so it looks very much difficult to pass on. But it was nice to get a win. I think you can't overgear yourself for the straightaways because they're very long for the tight corners. But I thought it was fun. It's very nice having it on the slick side tonight. If it is like that or not always, I don't know. But it makes it easier for us, you know, not being used to it, because I know we're on a strong challenge tonight. So I've enjoyed it very much, though.
Heat 2 there was an interesting incident. Did you manage to catch it?
Well, what had happened, yeah, I did see it, but we tried to let Bobby know, just as they're at the gate, he's not supposed to touch the tapes, which is allowed in America to a certain extent. And luckily, I just talked to the referee, and he says as long as he doesn't do it again and nobody else does, then it's okay. So I appreciate that very much.
That was great. Thanks a lot, then.
You're welcome. Thank you, Chris.
Here we go again, the same 4 riders. From the inside, Kenny McKenna, Chris Morton, Charlie McKenna, and Bobby Ott. And this is Bobby Ott's first meeting in Britain. Oop, did he touch the tapes there? Very keen to get away, and he's got away well. It's Kenny McKenna though, who's got away best. He leads with the 2 aces right on his tail. Ott on the outside and Morton on the inside, and Bobby Ott, oh, swings very wide there, you don't go there. Charlie McKenna's come through. So Bobby Ott with a bit to learn about British conditions, but nevertheless he's quite impressive for his first meeting over here. Kenny McKenna now well clear, the king of Shawfield. He always takes the better beating no matter what the quality of the opposition. That's Chris Morton in second place. Charlie McKenna just about holding on to third. And the Tigers are going to take the lead here. Kenny McKenna wins. It's a 4-2 to the 261 Tigers, who lead by 7 points to 5.
Steve, could you tell us your impression of the track after some bad publicity this week?
There's not a bump on the track. I didn't know there'd been any bad publicity, but there's not a bump on the track. It's as smooth as... I don't know what they've done with it. It's as smooth as a billiard table. So there you go.
Is it quite nice to race on?
It is. If you feel confident that you can move anywhere on the track. And all credit to whoever's done it this week. It's excellent condition. Maybe a bit slick, but You know, you can't have it always, can you?
Thanks very much then, Steve.
You're welcome.
This is heat 3, the man on the inside, the Dane for Belle Vue, Peter Ron, his partner Carl Stonehewer in gate 3, another excellent youngster. For the Tigers, the guest from Edinburgh, Les Collins in gate 2 and Martin McKenna out in gate 4. Oh dear. Bit of problem with the starting gate tonight, and that clearly didn't go up properly. Better luck this time then, same 4 riders of course. And it's Peter Ron from that favourable inside gate, Les Collins is second, Martin McKenna third, and the young man Stonehewer at the back. And Ron's a fast man when he gets away. Although Les Collins is right on his tail, fighting hard. Right in contention there, tremendous riding by Les Collins. Swings wide, looking for grip, and there's certainly a bit of dirt there. And the Tigers fans right behind their guest man tonight. Right on Peter Ron's tail. Again, Les Collins very wide, getting the drive down the back straight, coming again right into contention as they go into the final corner. So close, but he hasn't made it. Peter Ron wins it. The Tigers share it. Martin McKenna holding off Carl Stonehewer. A 3-all, an excellent race, best of the night so far, and 10-8 the Tigers lead after 3 races. Heat 4 lining up on the inside for the Tigers. Their guest from Edinburgh, Scott Lamb. Gate 2 guesting for Belle Vue, the Bradford rider Glenn Doyle, who is the Australian champion. Gate 3, it's Jeff Powell, back from a nasty ankle injury that he got last week. And out on the outside, Glenn Hornby, young Belle Vue reserve. And it's Lamb moving out and worrying Glenn Doyle as they entered the first corner there, and it's Scott Lamb who leads. Colourful looking in Australian colours, in fact. Glenn Doyle, he's in second place. And it's Jeff Powell in third. Pressing Glenn Doyle there, coming out the fourth corner. And Doyle's in all sorts of trouble, but he hangs on. Scott Lamb, though, has taken the opportunity to go well clear. He's a good 30 yards in front of Glenn Doyle, who's now pulled away a bit from Jeff Powell. Jeff missed the Tigers match down at Peterborough on Friday due to his badly cut ankle, but he doesn't like to miss these Shawfield meetings. He's a big favourite here, of course. Doyle's come close, sorted out his early problems, and he's not far away as they get to the line, but Scott Lamb picks up the race win. And the Tigers take another 4-2 to go 14-10 clear after 4 races.
Jeff, how's the leg after your first race?
Doesn't feel so bad at the moment. The doctor's prescribed us good painkillers, so far I'm not feeling much of it.
The Tigers seem to be holding their own against the Belle Vue Aces.
We should give them a good fight this match. They won every easy races. There only seems to be Shawn Moran at the moment. Seems to be going like a rocket, so it'll be a good match.
Well, we hope to see you going like a rocket as well, Jeff. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
What does it feel like coming in first against the Belle Vue Aces?
Yeah, not too bad. Got a good start. Got gate 1, got a good start, got away. Track's pretty slick tonight. There won't be a great deal of passing, but if we get out in front, track's good, really smooth.
You enjoying racing in the 261 Tigers colours?
Yeah, I'll tell you at the end of the match. You'll see how it goes.
Thanks very much then.
The This is heat 5. Chris Morton on the inside there for the ADT Piccadilly Aces. Next to him, Shane Bowes. The 361 Tigers. Gate 3, it's Bobby Ott once again, and on the outside, Steve Lawson. Oh, and Bobby Ott touching the tapes there. And I think that will be stopped. Well, yes, it has been. You can. Easton letting Bobby Ott off there. He's back in the restart with partner Chris Morton, who didn't get away the first time. And it's Steve Lawson from the outside gate. And Chris Morton stopped, has he? Bobby Ott drives hard into second place, and I must say I'm impressed with this American on his first showing. Great style. And oh, Chris Morton didn't stop, he just rode an unusual first corner. He seemed to have dropped out of the picture altogether, but he's going again. Behind Shane Bowes though, and he won't find it easy to get past the Tigers Australian. Chris Morton's dropped well back now. I think he is having some kind of machine problem. Looking down at his bike there and clearly struggling, but Bobby Ott is keeping the Aces colours flying. Typical American style, getting right across, back wheel far out. Spectacular stuff from Showtime Bobby Ott, who's not far away from the Tiger skipper Steve Lawson now. Steve Lawson wins it, and Bobby Ott a spectacular second, but another 4-2 to the Tigers, who are now leading by 18 points to 12. Tigers leading by 6. And Ron's gated, and Carl Stonehure's there as well. Ahead of Charlie McKenna with Kenny at the rear. That's a very unusual sight. So this is going to be hard for the Tigers. Charlie pressing little Stonehure. But he's a very capable young rider, and he's actually pulling quite a bit clear of Charlie McKenna. Kenny McKenna trying hard to get into third place past his brother. The two Tigers trailing here. Peter Ron, very impressive out in front. Typical Dane, very professional. And he wins it with Carl Stonehure backing up. And I think Kenny McKenna got the third there. So it's a 5-1 to Belle Vue, and that cuts the Tigers' lead to 2 points. 19-17 after 6 races. With the gap now narrowed to 2 points. And Les Collins, oh, I thought Les had got away there, but Joe Screen leapt from gate 1, and once again, as the Belle Vue Aces out in front. Shawn Moran easing his way to the front. Les Collins challenging Joe Screen hard. Giving the youngster a wee bit of a lesson there in track craft. Joe Screen trying to repay him, and I think Les Collins is just hanging on to second. Fine racing there. Screen just about squeezing inside Les Collins. Not quite. Tremendously tight for second. Shawn Moran's away, but Les Collins, I think, just in second. Joe Screen giving it everything. Martin McInnes tailed off here, and Les Collins is now pulled away from Joe Screen. Shawn Moran having a glance back. Shawn didn't hang around to team ride with his partner, and perhaps as a result his team only pick up a 4-2 there, but they've levelled the scores at 21 all. He's 8, Tigers in form. Skipper Steve Lawson on the inside, his partner of course Shane Bowes, but it's the 5-1 pairing from a couple of races back for the Aces. Peter Ron settling a bit quicker on the outside this time. and Carl Stonehewer in gate 2. And, oh, a tight start once again, but that man Peter Ron's flying tonight. He's gone to the front. The Tigers in second and third. Peter Ron turning in a highly impressive performance, clinically professional from the gate. And the Tigers pairing will have to go, Sam, if they're going to hold off young Carl Stonehewer. Taking the wide run into the first bend and cutting back and looking for grip, and he's right in contention with Shane Bowes now. Very wide again there. Doesn't go to go too wide here. Steve Lawson comfortably in second, and I think we're not going to catch that man Peter Ron, who's showing tremendous style, but is quite close still for third place. We're watching Peter Ron there. Shane Bowes has hung on to third, and it's a shared race, and the scores are still level. 8 races gone, 24 points each. Heat 9 riders in this one from the inside: Bobby Ott, Martin McKenna, Chris Morton and Les Collins, with the scores level. And Bobby Ott leaps from the start, but oh, and he's down. Well, I'm sure he's okay, but that was a spectacular way to start. Maybe that's the way they do it in the States, but it didn't get him terribly far. Meanwhile, at the race, here come the riders. And Les Collins leads with Chris Morton in second place. We're certainly getting some entertainment from Showtime Bobby Ott. All these Yanks have nicknames over in the States, and that one seems to be particularly appropriate. There's Les Collins. I'm sure Tigers fans feel that he looks particularly well suited to a Tigers race jacket. And he looks in very good form tonight. Chris Morton, perhaps not quite as sharp as he once was. He's in second place, and Martin McKenna, who had an outstanding night against Edinburgh last week, hasn't looked quite so impressive tonight, but he's going to take third place here, and the Tigers are going to take the lead by 28 points to 26 at the halfway stage.
Neil, in the light of bad publicity yesterday in Super Scoreboard by Dick Barry, would you like to reply on behalf of Glasgow Speedway?
Yeah, Chris, I appreciate the opportunity to reply to Dick's comments. Unfortunately, I was working on the track and didn't hear them, but a lot of people spoke to me last night at Phil Jeffrey's disco, frankly complaining bitterly about Dick's comment. I gather he said something about the apathy existing in the Glasgow management. I mean, Chris, that's disgusting. I mean, that man is employed, as I am aware, by Radio Clyde, our major sponsors, to be a Speedway correspondent. You know, there is no apathy in this management. He was on about apathy sending 2 raw novices to Peterborough. I mean, Dick Barry knows the rules as bare as Embry. We must send contracted riders to Peterborough. We can't go out and sign a world champion on the Friday morning. You know, now, I mean, I can't understand what Dick Barry is on about. I really don't. I mean, if he is having a go at Glasgow Speedway, frankly, he's barking up a wrong tree. You only need to look behind me and see the crowds that we're enjoying this year. You know, I mean, I find it terrible, and quite frankly, I intend to take it up with the sports editor on Radio Clyde, because if that is what they're going to put out, claiming to be a fair representation of the Speedway presented here, I hesitate to say it, but we will do without Clyde sponsorship. I mean that sincerely.
To clarify also, the sending of novices to Peterborough, was it not brought in by the control board on August the 31st that no team can sign riders?
100% right, Christopher, 100% right. Jeff Powell called off on Friday morning. We knew he was semi-injured. He was going to try and go. As you see, he's riding tonight. He's still injured. We tried to sign a rider. We're not allowed to sign a rider. We got hold of Bickley on Friday morning, who made the journey to Peterborough to make up the team. Peterborough Promotion thanked us for turning up with a full team. We turned up with 7 contracted Glasgow riders. You know, I mean, I don't know, I can't understand it. I've known Dick for many, many years. I just do not understand why he's having a personal vendetta against the Glasgow promotion. I really don't understand it, and I regret that it's got to that. I really do.
Neil, Steve Lawson commented that the track's like a billiard table tonight. Have you got any comments about it?
Well, you know, I've got to be honest, Chris, and say I'm absolutely delighted. In actual fact, I stayed over this week, not specifically to do the track. It was a problem with flights, and while I was here I took the opportunity to help Jimmy out to do the track. But, you know, in fairness, I mean, we've come in for a lot of criticism on the track, but I've been doing the track for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, but it amazes me that once again, and I hate giving this man airtime, but the only person that's mentioned the track is Dick Barry. You know, we employ speedway riders that don't complain about the track. So, with respect, how the hell can a journalist stand up in the Fourth Bend and criticise a speedway track? You know, it's a change of life or something, Dick. You know, it must be.
And if the speedway riders aren't happy about the track, can they make any protest about it?
I'll tell you what, you believe it, as sure as hell they'll let me know. You believe it. Because it's their life that they're risking, Chris, you know. And, I mean, they put in 100% effort. It's only right that we on this side should put in 100% effort. And yes, if it's not right, if it's not up to scratch, the boys do complain about it. Kenny Mack early on in the season complained about it, as you're very well aware. We took measures to remedy it, and the people this year, I think it was fabulous speedway. I'm biased, of course I'm biased, but, I mean, look at it. You see it on video.
8-10, this looks like a real cracker. Kenny and Charlie McKenna against Shawn Moran and Joe Screen. Shawn Moran unbeaten so far, and he's leapt from the start there. And Joe Screen goes with him, with Charlie McKenna in third place, and Kenny McKenna's gating's letting him down tonight. Kenny's come past Charlie now, and he's racing furiously to catch these two aces. He's had a third already tonight, and he doesn't like that kind of thing. But the aces are flying. Screen and Moran. Shawn Moran keeping an eye open for Kenny McKenna's surge. And these two tremendous riders, Joe Screen, first year rider, remember, and Shawn Moran, of course, one of the world's most famous performers. And Kenny McKenna hasn't really been able to get near them. It's a 5-1 to the aces, Joe Screen and Shawn Moran, and the aces go in front by 31 points to 29. Heat number 11 with the aces now in front for the first time. In this one they have Chris Morton and Carl Stonehill, with the pairings changing at this stage. And for the 261 Tigers, Steve Lawson and Charlie McKenna. Steve going well, Charlie with just the 1 point so far. And Carl Stonehill against brilliantly from the inside, but the Tigers go either side of him and they're through. Sensational first corner by the two Tigers there. And Carl Stonehill's gone right to the back. Chris Morton taking up the chase for the Piccadilly Aces. Charlie never gives up, even if he's having a bad night. He's always likely to come up with a good ride, just as he's doing here, and he's holding off Chris Morton quite comfortably so far. This will put the Tigers back in front if he can hold on. Lawson cruises home. Charlie McKenna takes second to a great roar. The Tigers go back in front by 34 points to 32.
How are you enjoying the meeting tonight?
Brilliant, really enjoying it, very impressed with the setup here. I've been up here last April against Hackney, impressed then, but tonight's brilliant.
You enjoying the atmosphere?
Yeah, brilliant.
The secretary of Kenny McKenna's fan club, how's the fan club going?
Well, since he come back up to Glasgow, it's gone from strength to strength. Sorry about it. It's really worked out well for him.
Are you impressed with his performance tonight?
Not really. I was hoping for something a bit better, but he won his first league. Let's hope he can win a few more and Belle Vue win.
Thanks very much then, Dan.
Thank you.
Heat number 12, Kenny McKenna and Martin McKenna against the unbeaten after 3 races, Peter Ron and Joe Screen. Kenny gets the inside gate this time, and he's outgated Peter Ron. He's gone to the front. Ron just missing out as he tried to come through on the inside. Screen alongside his partner and moving into second place. So Kenny's out in front this time. Inside gate certainly the best one here at Shawfield, and Kenny making the most of it there. Although Joe Screen is going well in second place. Right on Kenny's tail. And Joe realising the inside's the best passing line, and he's hanging on the inside there. Kenny's not pulling away from him as he normally does from National League opposition. Screen out looking for grip on the wider part of the track, but he's lost a bit of ground there. And into the final corner, I think Kenny McKenna's going to do it. He'll be pleased to have got back on the winning trail, beaten that strong aces pairing and retained the lead for the Tigers by 37 points to 35. Heat 13, the latest men to have a go at unbeaten Shawn Moran are Les Collins and Shane Bowes, and partnering Shawn Moran, it's that man Bobby Ott. Oh, Bobby Ott inching forward again there. And the tapes didn't go up, and I would have thought Bobby Ott might be excluded there, but since I said that last time and he wasn't, and he has been excluded this time.
Could you tell us how you managed to get excluded there?
Yeah, I guess I touched the tapes. I've been having a little bit of trouble with that tonight. I guess it'd help if I'd been here a little while, but it's my first ride at all in the British League. And it's a little bit different than than the way they've been doing it in the States. I haven't been riding there for about 9 months either, so just kind of trying to get all the rough edges off. It's taken a bit of time, but hope to work it out.
What's the rules in America about starting?
Well, you're allowed to bounce off the tape, and as long as you don't break it. If you break the tape, you're excluded, which is quite a bit different. But it's a rule I'll have to get used to.
And you've learned the hard way.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a good thing it's not an actual league meeting.
How are you finding the track tonight?
It seems real smooth and a bit slick, but it's it's good condition. It seems like whoever gets in the lead is going to end up winning it tonight. If you got to get the gate. That's what I've been trying to do, but
you haven't found any main problems with it?
No real problems with it. I feel pretty comfortable, really. I didn't think I would adapt this quick because the tracks are a bit smaller than this, as you know, in the States. But I don't think we'll have too much trouble over here this year.
Thanks very much, then.
Thank you.
And the replacement for Bobby Ott is Glenn Doyle. He's there in gate 3 in these Aussie colours. We haven't seen Glenn since heat number 4. Just two reserve rides on the programme. So he's coming in here with Shawn Moran, and Shawn Moran leaps from the start once again. Good heavens. Tremendous start, and Les Collins is at the back. Glenn Doyle pressing Shane Bowes for second, and he's gone through. And the Tigers up against it here. Moran leading, Glenn Doyle second, and the two Tigers trailing. Shane Bowes, I think, still in third. Glenn Doyle didn't look... Oh, Shawn Moran's off. How on earth did that happen? So goodness knows whether he had a machine malfunction there or what happened. Very unusual for Shawn Moran to fall off. So his partner Glenn Doyle left on his own. And that can hardly have been anticipated. So the Tigers are going to retain the lead. even though they didn't ride particularly well in this one. Glendoyle wins, the 261 Tigers share it, and the score is 40-38 with 5 races left. Seat 14, the reserves out again, and Scott Lamb and Jeff Powell, it is on the Tigers side. For the aces, that man Glenn Doyle, who won the last race, he's out in the outside gate, his partner Glenn Hornby. So only 2 rides each for the reserves, apart from any extra ones they pick up, but could be very important. The Tigers took a 4-2 first time the reserves are out, but I think Glenn Doyle's going round the outside this time. He has. Scott Lamb in second, and Doyle a fast man and rather a strong rider to have in the reserve berth. Glenn Hornby's holding third at the moment ahead of Jeff Powell, but Jeff will be pressing him hard, and Jeff seems to have the edge on pace, and he's gone past. Too wide though, Hornby back through, and Hornby not going quickly. He's trying to block the Tigers man. Don't know whether Glenn Hornby's got something wrong with his machine, but he's not going very fast at all. So the Tigers looking to Jeff Powell to make the most of his extra speed and get through. A long way between the first 2 and the last 2. Glenn Doyle's winning the race, and I think Glenn Hornby's going to take the third. He has done. So the aces have taken a 4-2 and they've levelled the scores at 42 all with 4 races to go.
Kenny, what's it like racing against your old teammates?
Very difficult at the moment. I think the British League starting speed is showing through very much tonight. The track's very, very slick out there. There's not an awful lot of racing going on. It's very much on the starts, and these boys, unfortunately, are just maybe that wee bit faster than we are.
Your old fan club's here as well tonight. Do you think they'll be impressed with you?
I don't know if he'll be impressed with me. I think he'll just be relieved that he is actually going to see me riding in a meeting this year, and he doesn't actually get to see many matches that I do participate in. But yeah, it's nice to see him up here, and I certainly hope he enjoys it.
15, a tough one for the Tigers. The riders at the tapes from the inside: Joe Screen in gate 1, Steve Lawson gate 2, Peter Ron in gate 3, and Charlie McKenna out in the outside gate. And Steve and Charlie got a 5-1 in their last appearance together, but it won't be an easy one here. Joe Screen's gated, and Peter Ron, I thought, was going into second, but he was so busy looking after Charlie McKenna that Steve Lawson has crept past into second place. And Peter Ron getting the treatment from Charlie McKenna there, who roared inside him and knocked him out the road. So it's Joe Screen leading, but Peter Ron's at the back, so Tigers have a good chance to share this race. Trying to make up that lost ground, but he certainly lost a lot of ground. He's probably quicker than Charlie, but going into the final lap, Charlie has a good 10 yards on him. Young Joe Screen now really getting to grips with his Shawfield circuit and looking superb. He wins that one with a lovely wheelie. The Tigers split it, and the scores stay level at 45 points each. Heat 16, and it's a clash of the giants here with Kenny McKenna and Shawn Moran. Shawn Moran, we've heard, seized his bike in the previous race, that's why he fell off. But he hasn't been beaten by a Tiger yet. He's up against the man most likely here, Kenny McKenna on the inside gate. Kenny's partner is Martin McKenna, and partnering Shawn Moran, it's Showtime Bobby Ott, who's had a fairly eventful evening. And Kenny McKenna's gated, Bobby Ott going with him, and Shawn Moran coming through on the inside. Absolutely brilliant riding by the two Americans, that was sensational. Kenny McKenna, the king of Shawfield, taken on both sides there by these spectacular Americans. Now Shawn Moran's team riding with his inexperienced teammate Bobby Ott this time. And the Aces need this 5-1. And Ott, I must say, is very impressive for his first meeting in Britain. Looking really good there, and Kenny McKenna's not closing the gap yet. Shawn Moran watching out for him, and really Moran's first corner there was something special as he slipped inside Kenny McKenna. He's a bit closer now, Kenny McKenna. But not close enough, I don't think. The two Americans have done it, they signal to each other, 5-1 to the Aces, who are on 50 points, and the Tigers on 46. This is the penultimate race, and the Tigers need something out of this one. We've got Les Collins and Shane Bowes for the 261 Tigers. For Belle Vue, perhaps not their strongest pairing, Chris Morton on gate 1 and Carl Stonehewer. So 4 points in it in favour of the Belle Vue ADT Piccadilly Aces at this stage. And Les Collins has flown out of gate 2, and Shane Bowes might be going with him. He has done. Les Collins making room for Shane Bowes, but he couldn't take advantage. Now he has. Shane Bowes roaring round the outside, and the Tigers in a 5-1 position. Fine work by Les Collins there as he helps Shane Bowes come through from the back. And a lot being asked of Chris Morton now. So famous for his riding from the back, but he hasn't been at his best tonight. Bowes puts his head down and goes. Les Collins tucks in on the inside, looking after his younger partner. Chris Morton's close. The Tigers are going to do it. Bowes wins, Les Collins second. Fine work by the Tigers pair there. A 5-1 to them. And the scores are level at 51 points all as they move into the final race. The final race, the last heat decider, the points are level, and the team managers have put out Kenny McKenna and Les Collins for the 261 Tigers, Shawn Moran and Peter Rawn for the ADT Piccadilly Aces. A tremendous finish. Great tension as the riders approach the start, and Shawn Moran's fluffed his gate there. Peter Rawn goes to the front from the outside gate. Kenny McKenna in second, and Shawn Moran I think is nipped into third. Shawn Moran had a stab at the tapes, misjudged it, but he's now hot on Kenny McKenna's tail. And the Aces hold the major positions. Les Collins, though, pressing Shawn Moran. That would be incredible if Les could take the brilliant Moran from the back. Shawn's taking a bit more care to hold the inside line there. And Kenny McKenna up in the air there, desperately trying to hold on. And Shawn Moran's made a mistake. Collins was past him momentarily there. Moran's back into third. On the final corner, it's so close. The Aces have done it. Rawn won, and Shawn Moran took third place. A thrilling race, though. The Aces have won by 2 points, 55 points to 53. Peter Rawn way out in front while all the drama was being enacted behind him, and it was